We serve the Rock of Ages. He chooses us as His spiritual house. We will draw inspiration today from 1 Peter 2, 4 and 5. As you come to Him, a living stone rejected by men, but in the sight of God, chosen and precious. You yourselves, like living stones, are being built up as a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. God, who is the architect and builder of our lives, is overseeing the biggest building project. No, it is not a mega church building, but a spiritual house for His holy habitation, a temple of worship for the blood-bought believers of His Son. The passages we just read mentioned living stone in verse 4 and living stones in verse 5. With this, God is building His spiritual house. The living stone is none other than our Lord Jesus Christ, who became a stumbling block to those who rejected Him. Yet, a precious living stone, chosen by God as the firm foundation, the chief cornerstone of His spiritual house. Meanwhile, the living stones are the ones spiritually dead but are now made alive in the resurrected Christ. They are the living stones who find their being in the chief cornerstone. How is God building His spiritual house? First, He chose Jesus Christ, the living stone, and laid Him as the chief cornerstone. In Him, the whole building stands. Second, He chose the living stones. It is God's own choosing and doing that we are being built together in Him. Everything is from Him. Everything is through Him. And everything is for Him by His grace alone. God chose us to serve Him by calling us to do good works, which He has prepared in advance for us to do. Whatever we do to the least of men, we do to Him as a service of love. As individual living stones, God's people are called to be built collectively into a spiritual house that will bring glory and honor to His name. Let us honor Jesus, the Rock of Ages, in all that we do, knowing that He has chosen us to be His spiritual house.